Test. 1, 2, 3, testing. Hey guys. Oh. Hey guys. Welcome back to the TrinFx live stream. So it's been a minute since we had any live stream sessions, and that's my fault. I do apologize for that. Been dealing with some stuff that's been inhibiting me from doing any live streams right now, but I'm trying to get back into the groove of it, guys, just for your sake. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into the streaming. Alright guys. So yeah, we're just gonna dive right into it, right? So let's take a look at some of the stuff that we have coming up, right? I'm just going high FX calendar here and sign any. So let's take a quick look at the economic calendar, see what's coming up. We do have some CPI data coming up. Sorry, some GDP data coming up for the CHF. So this is something that we should pay attention to see the CHF move a little bit here at the start of the day, as well as we also have some card news coming up at 9:30 a.m. right? So we have some GDP numbers coming up for the Canadian dollar, and as well as we do have the goods trade balance for the USD. We have some retail sales and also some other USD news, but nothing too important. All right, and then we have GDP growth again for the ADD. So we have GDP numbers coming up this today, so we should see an impact of these numbers on markets. Looking here at the CHF, I am looking more forward to actually taking the CHF trade. We could see that here we do have that GDP number. Look at it come out less than the previous, right? The consensus is less than the previous. It makes it kind of tricky to understand where are we going to see the current trend on the GBP. One for GBP JPY and GBP CHF. These both are safe haven currencies, CHF and JPY, so we should see some similar movement between the two. If we do see a strengthening on the CHF, then we should see price fall overall. So that makes it sort of a trickier trade to actually take right now. Looking at the price action here on GBP JPY, what we could gather, possibly taking a look here at the daily and the 4 hourly, and we can see that price. Sorry, we can see that price is in sort of a it is in sort of a range, right? So with that being said, I do think that once we do break out of this range, we should see a continuation in whichever direction we see that breakout in. So it's like an impulse continuation, whether it's to the upside or down, once we do have that breakout structure. Alright, so if we see price pull up, we should see a continuation of that movement. If we see price pull down below this level, we should see a continuation of that movement back into the next significant level, which will be this next significant support area right here. So that's a trade idea that looks like, this is something that I would take, right? So if price does manage to actually come back down here and we start closing below this area, then I'll look for a sell setup. Vice versa, if price actually pushes higher right here and closes above, then we look for a buy sell. But for now, I do think that overall we should see price actually pull lower. So that being said, I am more leaning onto the bias of seeing, you know, sell side continuations here on the GBP/JPY. Alright, looking to take a short position. This would be my sort of trade setup here for me on GBP/JPY. Looking for price to come down into this level. Alright, making this a 1 to 4.6 around so if I'm looking for a sell bias, I see prices actually pushing up higher here, but we're not gonna enter right now on that impulsive move, right? Because we do have the London session coming up, right? And we also have, again, that news being the CHF news, right? So if we do see an increase on this, that should impact the JPY itself as well. So it's kind of a trickier trade setup to actually take currently, right? Since we do have those two factors coming out. So let me just grab this. I am leaning onto the side of seeing like more of a sell bias for me. So sell stops. For that 0.89. Stop loss is 11 pips. 164.194. And the TP is 163. And this is the GBP/JPY trade setup that I'll be looking at. Something else that I'm looking at currently right now here is sells on AED/JPY. I do actually have a position open up to take a sell down below here. If you can see price reverses down into the structural lows here. If we take a look here at the daily and the 4 hourly, we can see that we are in sort of a wick rejection area, right? On this daily candle, price did pull higher, but we rejected from these highs. So with that being said, I do think that we should see a continuation lower, right? Unless we see a break or structure to the upside here, then this would be, you know, sort of this bias would be negated. But once we do maintain the structural high right here, I do think that we should see a continuation lower, right? Just given the overall price action, it looks like something that's more acceptably able to happen. So it looks like something more likely to happen rather than actually see price pull all the way back up into this level, right? But again, markets can do what markets want. So that's something that we need to pay attention to. And you know, when you have a general bias, right? When you have a general bias, you need to be aware of that fact that markets will do what it wants, and that you shouldn't be too you shouldn't be too set in your bias, right? You should be flexible with your bias, providing if market conditions do change, right? And you need to know when that does happen so that you don't end up on the wrong side of the trade. All right, obviously you're not going to know 100% all the time, but with proper price action analysis as well as fundamental understanding, then this becomes more and more apparent for you. With that being said, I do think that we should see a continuation lower. Right, so it's just a matter of just waiting and seeing what price does. So we're just gonna wait. We do have this GDP coming out for the CHF, the Swiss. So we'll see how that comes out. Wow, watch how the euro has moved right now. Euro really moved today. For the starting of the year, euro really moved here. This is a tree setup that I was looking at right now, but I don't think I'll enter this at at this current time. I don't think I'll enter this right. All this Euro news that we have here, price gotta play and come up with that. So you got enter any Euro pairs, right? Makes it sort of risky to do so at this current moment, just given all the other fundamentals that we have. Okay, so price pushed up here on the JPY, so got that impulse push higher, right? To the pip candle, got that impulse push to the upside. So we see if price is able to maintain this push higher on the next candle on the London session open, what we're going to see from price. If it's just going to continue moving up, or if we're going to have a retracement. And I guess we'll have to wait for the next hourly candle, so this is like a 2-hour trade, to see what kind of formation we do get, if price is going to maintain this push upward, or if we're going to have a reversal push back down, because it's something that happens often with price action sometimes, so you need to be aware of that and not be too hasty with our decision of entering this trade setup. Right, so we've seen price actually push higher here as we have the news gonna come out. Just a matter of waiting and seeing right now.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
a structural break to the upside here, running into resistance on the daily time frame. So we'll see how this goes. Welcome to the live stream. Let me know if I'm being heard clearly, right? Because I believe I am, but at the same time, I'm not quite sure. So right now, price has pushed higher here on this current candle. Begin to the top here, and we do have the London session coming up, the opening, as well as the CHF news coming out here. So we're seeing price actually push to the upside with the lower than expected values here, but we'll see how that plays out. I do have a sold stop waiting to be activated to the downside here, providing that price does revisit back into the structural support level, which is what I'm waiting on, to see a break of structure to the downside. Now currently, as price has pushed higher, what I want to see is the maintenance of this push to the upside, right? So if price manages to maintain this push to the upside, and we should see a continuation However, that provides on how this candle closes as well as a candle afterwards to see, whether we're gonna see that continuation movement. We're gonna have a sort of a area of entry for a possible long in this, providing that price should continue on its way higher. So you can see if markets are just open, London session is in. See the value here, GDP numbers actually. Alright, GDP growth rate, let's see, like a person is actually better than the consensus, whereas this GDP growth rate for the quarter is at 0.0%, so negative 0.1%, which is not bad. That's not bad at all. So we'll see what kind of impact that does have on the CHF. Let's see what kind of impact that had on the CHF here, if any at all, because CHF, JPY price pushed up a little bit here. AED CHF price has pushed down here on AED CHF, which is great. Alright, not by much right now, but we are seeing price gradually push down here. I could have made a possible trade out of this, but again, we're not being too hasty with any trade setups here, so. And here on AED JPY also price pushed up, but now we're having this bearish candle kind of form. So we have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how price continues to outflow here. Cycling through the charts right now. The euro has pushed higher too as well here. So see, look here at new euro USD. We entered early in that trade. We've been in the red right now. That's why sometimes patience is the best value to have. Alright, so I want to see price actually come back down here on the structural low. Right, I want to see price revisit back down into that zone, push even lower. So this is something I'm gonna keep this here for right now with a 2% risk. I am risking 6% overall this week. I already risked 3%, so I have 3% remaining. So we'll see how this works out with a 2% risk. See what sort of a price action play out we get here, right? The GBP has been sort of a very rangy as price moves in one direction. We'll probably see that continue on for maybe like the first 2-3 hours of the New York session, and then price just continues ranging for the rest of the day. That is what we had yesterday as well. And price pushed higher, and then we sort of just started ranging back and forth. Here you can see for many hours here we started just ranging into this area, right? We did get a push above from, I believe, right around here is where I was looking for, some sell side action, but price managed to push even higher, which is unfortunate, but at the same time that's just price action. So yeah, this ended up being an L for me, because at this point I did at the point of time when price did start making the structural like supportive area, and we start seeing some upside action, risk was controlled, so we managed to come out with a decent with decent risk management. We actually came out basically break even for members within the group that took this trade, this GP sell that we had initially. So I just decided to once I have my risk on something, I don't interfere with it too much, especially for this week, testing a new risk management strategy. So I just left it as is, but proper risk management was sent out, making this basically a break-even trade, as well as the other trade that we did have on AED-JPY. Alright, so moving forward, I am still looking for trade setups here on the GPJPY to the downside. We just like to see that structural level actually come in and see that play out, right? So we'll have to wait to see what price does here after those GDP numbers here for the CHF. We'll see how that actually plays out on price. We do have, again, GDP numbers coming out for the CAD, and we have some USD news coming out here at 9:30 as well. Goods trade balance, so this is something to look out to, and we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, but for right now, just gonna leave price, see what it does. If it does actually, continue moving higher, then so be it. However, if price does pull back down, then I'll just keep this as is, and we'll see how that plays out. And yeah, look for those structural movements. Other than that, not much going on right now. After the initial push, here on AD JPY as well, not really much to actually pay attention to. I do think that the yen does have room to continue moving, for price to continue moving down, especially given the sort of sentiment that we do have right now. Moving forward, I do think that we might see a turn in sentiment. So that's why I'm kind of stunned. I'm kind of hard set in my sell bias on, in favor of the yen right now, right? So I'm just waiting for price to either come back down to here, see that play out. So I just have my AD JPY sell stops, just waiting patiently, as well as the GP JPY sell positions, just waiting patiently to actually see price pull all the way back down into this level here, right? So this is something I'm possibly gonna just hold, and just hold this all the way back down here, right? With a 2% risk, this would make this 26%, around a 26% trade if I'm held all the way down here, which is what I'm gonna do. Other than that, not really much to discuss, right? So I'm being patient, being kind of hard set in this, given the fundamentals that we do have. Just waiting for the technicals to align as well, and yeah, we'll see how price manages to play out. If we do get that play out, then that's great. If not, then we control risk, and we manage to leave this week with proper risk management, a minimal loss. All right, which is also still a win in my book. So yeah, we're just waiting to see what price does, and that's about it. Here on AD CAD, this was a this was a good opportunity to actually enter short, right? When price reached back in this area, this was a good area to enter short. However, we wasn't able to get in on this move to the downside here. It is what it is. That being said, yeah, I think that's it. Not really much going on right now. We would come back maybe at 8 o'clock, 8 to 9, right? Or probably most likely 9 o'clock after the first hour of the new session has opened, just to take a look at what market's doing. And this is something that I want to do just to make up time for the last of the previous missed trade analysis London sessions, right? So try to kind of catch it back up, right, guys? So that being said, this is it from me right now. You guys see what I'm looking at, and I'm basically hard set on my positions here, right? So it's all a matter of waiting and seeing what price does, and yeah, if we get that play, we get it. If not, then so be it. All right, so thank you for joining, guys. Really do appreciate it. Really appreciate your patronage as well. And if you found this video useful, informational, then please leave a like, subscribe if not already subscribed for future updates on time when I do go live. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the content. Thank you very much. Peace.